A man held up a white flag, showing that the soldiers inside wwere ready to surrender.
Ihnen, Sie sollen rauskommen. Ohne Waffen und mit erhobenen Händen.
But when they came out, they turned out to be just kids. Just then, the Americans spotted a German officer among them. Paul immediately ordered him to be shot dead. After removing every possible threat, the Americans decided to rest there and regroup. Then Paul noticed movement near a window. He quickly took Norman upstairs to check it out. After searching the place, they found only 2 German women. Paul didn't give them a hard time. Instead, he took out an egg he had been keeping inside a tin box and asked the women to cook him a meal. While Paul was shaving, the rookie Norman started playing the piano. In the middle of all the gunfire and war, that beautiful melody immediately caught the women's attention. One of the women fell for Norman at first sight and took him to her private room. By the time the 2 came back out, the meal was ready. But just then, the rest of the squad arrived. Seeing Norman enjoying himself like that made the other crew members furious. They felt Norman didn't deserve better treatment than the rest of them, so they started humiliating him. Paul finally lost his patience. He slammed the table and stopped them. The group parted on bad terms, packed up their gear, and prepared to head to the next battlefield. Suddenly, a German bombardment hit. Norman scrambled under the tank and survived the attack, but the girl he had just fallen for was killed, buried forever under the rubble. Norman desperately dug through the ruins, but his teammates pulled him away and held him back. They shouted at him that this was the cruelty of war. After pulling themselves together, they set off again toward the next village. But by then, the seeds of hatred had already been planted inside Norman's heart. The American tank squad was on the move when they were suddenly ambushed by a German Tiger tank. The turret of one Sherman tank was blown clean off. The remaining 3 tanks immediately turned around, lined up in formation, and began searching for the Tiger's position. The German Tiger pressed its advantage and fired another shot. It missed, but that shot gave away its location. Paul quickly ordered them to fire a smoke grenade.
Let's go right!
Then he ordered the 3 Sherman tanks to charge head-on, planning to fight the German Tiger face-to-face. The German Tiger refused to back down. It charged straight out to meet them. The American Shermans quickly returned fire, but their shells could not penetrate the Tiger's armor. Meanwhile, one shot from the Tiger punched straight through a Sherman. Seeing this, Paul immediately ordered his tanks to split up and flank the Tiger. But before they could complete the pincer movement, the Tiger fired again and destroyed a second Sherman tank. By this time, Paul's tank had maneuvered behind the Tiger. He fired an armor-piercing round and successfully pierced its rear armor. A follow-up shot disabled the vehicle. German crew members tried to escape the burning Tiger, but the machine gunner gunned them down. At the cost of 2 tanks, the Americans had barely managed to destroy 1 German Tiger. With no time to rest, Paul ordered the tank to keep moving, but they hadn't gone far before they hit a landmine. The blast blew off the tank's track, forcing them to stop for repairs. Paul sent Norman ahead to keep watch. After taking cover in the woods, Norman was just about to grab something to eat when he heard the heavy sound of marching footsteps. He peeked out to check, and there, he saw an entire German battalion moving toward their position. Norman rushed back to report it to Paul. The veteran crew members instinctively started packing up to retreat, but Paul refused to run from the battlefield. He climbed onto the tank and announced that he was staying behind to fight. But 5 men against an entire German battalion was basically a suicide mission. His crewmates couldn't understand it, but Paul was determined to stay. He told them they could retreat and hide if they wanted, but he would stand his ground with the tank. Hearing this, the rookie Norman was the first to climb back onto the tank. He decided to fight alongside Paul. Seeing Norman do it, the other 3 crew members climbed aboard too. They chose to stay and hold off the German forces. As the German troops moved closer, the men dragged a German corpse onto the tank, poured gasoline on it, and set nearby sandbags on fire to lower the enemy's guard. Then they hid inside the tank, ready to catch the Germans by surprise. Soon, the Germans reached the tank. Their commander ordered a search. A German soldier opened the hatch, but he was instantly shot dead.